Welcome back, Deep Divers. Today we're going deep on something pretty intriguing, the idea of achieving riches. But, and I gotta emphasize this, not just money.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're diving into some material claiming everyone has a right to be rich.
That's a bold statement. I'm curious to explore that. What's the source material? Some kind of self-help book?
Actually, it's a collection of essays and lectures spanning, get this, over a century. And the thing is, some of these ideas feel surprisingly relevant even today.
Oh, wow. A century old, huh? So what exactly does this right to be rich even mean? Is everyone supposed to be a millionaire?
Well, that's what got me hooked. Like, what does riches even mean? Is it just dollar signs or is it, something more?
Right.
That's what we're going to untangle today. So, ready to dive in?
Absolutely.
Okay, so right off the bat, this material talks about this concept of like inherent abundance in the universe.
Okay, inherent abundance.
Yeah, like challenging this idea of a fixed pie, where if someone wins, someone else has to lose.
Right, a zero-sum game.
Exactly. Instead, it's saying there's like this almost like limitless potential out there, that creating wealth for some can actually create opportunities for others.
Interesting. So it's not about fighting for a bigger slice of a limited pie. It's more like we can bake a bigger pie for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mindset shift, right? From scarcity to abundance. Like recognizing that the universe actually operates on growth and expansion.
Makes sense. I mean, there's certainly enough resources and potential out there if we use them wisely.
So much, yeah. And the cool thing is, helping others succeed can often lead to even greater success for ourselves.
Right. A rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Totally. So, okay, if this whole abundance thing is true, does that mean everyone's destined to be a millionaire? Right?
Well, that's where we need to redefine what riches actually means, This material, it goes beyond just the financial. Like, it wants us to consider this holistic view of abundance.
Holistic, okay.
Yeah, like encompassing all aspects of life. So, vibrant health, fulfilling relationships, doing work you're actually passionate about, that's true riches.
So it's like more than just the numbers in your bank account. It's about a life that feels, rich, fulfilling, like on every level.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of well-being, that permeates every aspect of your life. And that's where this idea of debunking scarcity comes in.
Debunking scarcity. Okay, I'm listening.
So the material argues that this belief in limited opportunities, it's actually a myth, like a self-imposed limitation, that keeps us from really tapping into our full potential.
Oh, wow. So we're not just stuck with a fixed set of circumstances. There are always new paths, new possibilities we can create.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. There are constantly new fields, new industries emerging, bursting with potential. AI, the creator economy, sustainability, digital innovation. It's a whole universe of opportunity just waiting to be discovered.
It's like overwhelming almost all the possibilities. Okay, this is already making me rethink my approach to, well, everything. But okay, if opportunities are truly abundant, why aren't more people achieving this kind of like multifaceted riches,
Right, good question. And that's where the power of thought comes in. This material, it's big on this idea that acquiring wealth, in the broadest sense, it all starts with a mental shift.
A mental shift.
Yeah, like taking control of your thoughts, focusing on the outcomes you desire, even if your current reality isn't quite there yet.
You're saying our thoughts are that powerful?
Yeah.
That we can actually think our way to a richer life?
It's not magic, no, but it takes effort.
Right.
Right. And a willingness to challenge those limiting beliefs we all have. It's about cultivating this unshakable belief in yourself that you can achieve what you set your mind to, even when things are uncertain.
So instead of focusing on limitations, it's about training your mind to see possibilities.
Exactly. And one technique this material suggests is visualization, creating this crystal clear mental picture of what you want to achieve and holding on to that vision with, like, unwavering faith.
Almost like a mental blueprint for the life you want to build, right? But isn't there a danger of getting lost in the daydreams and forgetting to actually, do anything?
You're absolutely right. Visualization is just one piece of the puzzle. The crucial other piece is, of course, action. The material emphasizes this idea of acting as if you already possess what you desire.
As if?
Yeah, like living in that imagined reality, embodying the qualities and behaviors of the person you want to be, and of course, taking concrete steps towards your goals.
So it's about aligning your actions with your vision, not just waiting for things to magically fall into place, right?
Exactly. It's a proactive approach. And speaking of action, we also have to talk about the idea of giving more than you take.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
How does that fit into achieving abundance?
It's about shifting from competition to creativity, recognizing that true wealth creation is about contributing to the collective good.
So not just how much money you make, but the value you actually bring to the world.
Exactly. It's a philosophy rooted in abundance, realizing there's enough for everyone to succeed and that your success doesn't have to come at the expense of others. In fact, it often works the opposite way. Helping others is often the best way to help yourself.
This is really making me question a lot of my assumptions about success. It sounds like achieving true abundance is about way more than just chasing material possessions.
Absolutely. It's about cultivating a life that feels rich and fulfilling on every level. And you know what's one of the most powerful tools for achieving that?
Hit me with it.
Gratitude. Just plain old gratitude.
Gratitude, huh? Isn't that a bit simple?
It is simple, but it's incredibly powerful. And this material emphasizes expressing gratitude, not just for what we have, but for all the simple joys in life. Our health, our relationships, the beauty around us.
It's like appreciating the abundance that's already there,
Yeah.
right? Even when things are tough.
Exactly. And when we cultivate that grateful heart, it's like we open ourselves up to receive even more blessings. We're tuning ourselves to resonate with the abundance of the universe.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So how do we actually put all this into practice? Where do we go from here?
Well, that's what we're going to explore further in this deep dive. We're going to unpack specific techniques, real-world examples.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's get practical. How do we actually start creating this abundant life?
Well, first, we need to take a deeper look at this idea of gratitude. It's more than just like saying thank you once in a while, you know?
Yeah, okay. More than just being polite.
Exactly. It's about really recognizing and appreciating all the good things in our lives, both big and small.
So shifting our focus from what we lack to what we actually have, even when things are, not perfect.
Right. It's like we're actively cultivating this mindset of appreciation. And when we do that, we actually start to attract more good things into our lives.
Okay, so it's like what you focus on expands. If you're dwelling on negativity and scarcity, you're going to get more of that.
Okay.
But if you focus on gratitude and abundance,
You open yourself up to receive more of those positive vibes, and that's where this whole acting as if thing comes back into play.
right, acting as if we already have what we want.
Exactly. When we embody those qualities, those behaviors of the person we want to be, even before it's our reality.
We start to align ourselves with that vibration of abundance. It's like we're closing the gap between our current state and our desired state.
Exactly. And action plays a big part in that, right? It's about actually doing the things, making the choices that align with our vision.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we know what actions to take? How do we know what path will actually lead to that abundance? So many options.
Well, the material suggests that the right path, whether it's a job, a relationship, a creative pursuit, it's the one that aligns with your natural talents and abilities. The one that feels, like it's in line with your purpose.
So it's about identifying our passions and just going for it, right?
Yeah.
With everything we've got.
Absolutely. But it's important to remember, finding your passion, it can take time. It's not always a sudden aha moment. Sometimes it's more of a journey, a process of exploration. There might be some trial and error along the way.
Yeah, that's actually kind of reassuring. It's like there's no pressure to have it all figured out right away.
Exactly. It's about embracing the journey and trusting that the right path will, reveal itself over time.
Okay, I like that. No rush. But what about when we are putting in the effort, taking action, but not seeing the results we want? What then?
Well, this is where it's crucial to remember that shift from competition to creativity that we talked about, instead of viewing everything as a zero-sum game.
Where we have to fight for every scrap.
Right. Yeah. Instead, we need to tap into that limitless potential of creativity and collaboration.
So working with others, not against them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's realizing there's enough for everyone to succeed, and our success doesn't have to come at someone else's expense.
In fact, helping others can often lead to even more abundance for ourselves.
Right. It's that rising tide again.
Mm.
Okay. Now, remember that use value versus cash value thing we mentioned earlier? I want to circle back to that.
Yeah, that was interesting. Refresh my memory.
It's about prioritizing the impact and benefit something has. So it's use value over its purely monetary worth.
Okay, so less about the dollar signs and more about the actual difference we're making.
Exactly. It's a shift from a transactional mindset to a transformative one. And this applies not just to work and business, but also to our personal lives, our relationships.
Give me an example. How does this play out in real life?
Okay, so say you have a friend going through a tough time, right? You offer them a shoulder to cry on, help them out with something practical. Those actions, they might not have any monetary value.
But their use value is huge.
Exactly. You're making a real difference in that person's life. That's true abundance in action. And you can apply that same principle to any area of your life. Let's say you're a writer, for example. It's not just about getting paid for your work. It's about the impact your writing has on your readers.
Are you informing them,
Yeah.
inspiring them, making them think differently about the world?
Exactly. It's about creating something valuable, something with a ripple effect that goes beyond just money.
Wow, okay, this is really making me think differently about, well, everything. It's like true abundance, it's not about stuff, it's about creating a life that's truly meaningful.
You've got it. It's about aligning our thoughts, our actions, our beliefs with those principles of abundance, living in a way that allows us to experience, the fullness of life.
This conversation is really inspiring. I'm actually feeling more confident, more empowered to create that kind of life. But I know putting all this into practice, it can be tough, right?
It definitely takes effort, and one of the most important things is cultivating a strong belief in ourselves and our ability to actually achieve our goals.
Like believing that we can do it.
Exactly, and that the universe, it's on our side. It's about having that unwavering faith. Not necessarily in a religious sense, but just trusting in our own potential.
Yeah.
Trusting that we're supported.
So it's like knowing that we have what it takes to succeed and that there's, I don't know, like a bigger force out there that's helping us along the way.
Precisely. It's about understanding that we're not alone on this journey. There's something bigger than ourselves that's always working in our favor.
Wow, that's a really beautiful way to think about it. It's like surrendering to a higher power, letting go of the control and trusting that we're being guided to where we need to be.
Exactly. And when we let go of those limiting beliefs and those fears, that's when we create space for, well, miracles to happen.
Okay, that's pretty powerful. But even with all the positive thinking and good intentions in the world, life still throws us curveballs, right? How do we stay in that abundance mindset when things get tough?
That's where our daily gratitude practice becomes even more important. Even when things are difficult, you can always find something to be grateful for.
So, training our minds to see the good, even when it feels like there's not much there.
Exactly. Gratitude, it's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the positive, even amidst the challenges.
It's like actively searching for those little glimmers of hope and appreciation, even in the dark times.
Right, and the more you do that, the more you shift your perspective, the more you actually attract positive experiences into your life.
It's like a positive feedback loop, right?
Yeah.
Gratitude leads to abundance, which leads to even more gratitude.
Exactly. And that's where the power of visualization comes back in. Combine that gratitude with a clear vision of what you want to create, and you have a powerful force for manifestation.
So it's like holding on to that vision with like unshakable faith, even when we can't see the whole path laid out in front of us.
You got it. It's about trusting that the universe has a plan, even when we don't understand it. And when we surrender to that bigger picture, that's when we're truly guided toward our highest good.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I'm really feeling motivated to create that kind of life. Any final thoughts on how we can, keep moving forward on this journey and start seeing real results?
It really is about the journey, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
taking those consistent steps, even small ones, towards the life we want to create.
Totally. And it's so easy to get caught up in wanting that overnight success, but real lasting abundance, it's something you build, right?
Absolutely. It's like planting a seed, You got to nurture it, have patience, and then eventually it'll blossom.
I love that analogy. Our lives as gardens. So, okay, what are some of the key ingredients we need to, cultivate that flourishing landscape of abundance?
Well, we've talked about a few already: gratitude, visualization. But one that's really crucial is belief, like a deep, unwavering belief in ourselves.
Believing we can actually achieve our goals.
Exactly. And this material, it talks about faith, not in a religious way necessarily, but more like having that unshakable confidence in our own potential and trusting that the universe, in a way, is supporting our dreams.
Okay, so trusting that we have what it takes and that there's this bigger force out there helping us along the way.
Right. Understanding that we're not alone on this journey. There's something bigger than ourselves that's always working for our good,
Wow, that's really comforting, actually. Like surrendering to that higher power, letting go of the need to control everything, and trusting that, I don't know, we're being guided.
Exactly. And when we let go of those limiting beliefs, those fears, it creates space for, well, for amazing things to happen.
It's like opening ourselves up to possibilities we couldn't even imagine before. But being real, even with all the positive thinking, all the gratitude, life can still be tough.
Right.
Like, how do we stay in that abundance mindset when things get rough?
Well, that's where our gratitude practice becomes even more important, you know? It's easy to be grateful when things are good, but when things are tough, that's when it really makes a difference.
So even when it feels like there's not much to be grateful for, we got to find something.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about pretending everything is perfect.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to focus on the positive, even amidst the challenges.
It's like actively looking for those little glimmers of hope, those tiny things to appreciate, even in those darker moments.
Exactly. And the more you do that, the more you actually shift your perspective. And when you shift your perspective, you start to attract more positive experiences.
That feedback loop again. Gratitude, abundance, more gratitude.
You got it. And then don't forget about visualization. Combining that gratitude with a clear vision of what you want, it's like super powerful.
So no matter what's going on around us, we got to hold on to that vision, like with everything we've got.
Absolutely. Trusting that the universe has a plan, even when we can't see the whole thing yet. And when we surrender to that, when we trust the process, that's when we're truly aligned with our highest good.
This has been such an amazing conversation. I feel like I have a whole new toolbox for creating a truly abundant life.
I'm so glad to hear that. Remember, it's a journey. Be patient with yourself. Keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, never stop believing in the power of your own dreams.
And for our listeners, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to start exploring these ideas and see how they can work for you. What are you grateful for today? What steps can you take starting right now to cultivate a more abundant experience? And what vision are you holding for your future? Keep diving deep, friends, and until next time, keep those abundance vibes flowing.